And it's my pleasure now to introduce our first speaker of the morning, Mr. Damon Mason. Damon serves as the loan officer for New American Funding. As you heard earlier, he's our sponsor this morning. He also has served in the mortgage industry for 16 years and has spent his career educating customers about home ownership and the importance of buying what you can afford. Mr. Mason is also a member of the Minnesota Black Chamber of Commerce, the Minnesota Home Ownership Alliance, and the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. In March of 2018, Damon actually quit his job, pretty incredible, sold his home, backpacked across Southeast Asia, Europe, and the Middle East for 6 months. Traveling reinvigorated his passion for life and the people that he serves. I've worked with Damon now for 2 years, and his passion, enthusiasm, and zest for life is absolutely infectious. His positivity and outlook is something I greatly admire. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Mr. Damon Mason.
Damon, Damon, Damon. Damon, 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 Damon. D-A-M-O-N. D-A-M-O-N.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Damon, Damon,
Thank you so much.
Damon, Damon,
So I just want to thank Dale and Troy this morning for this opportunity. And I also want to say that this would not be possible with me standing up here rather. Dean Narita Hughes is here in the house, phenomenal woman. Met her at a gala. And this woman, she did not approach me. I approached her because I can see leadership. I can sense leadership, and it's very important to me. And she definitely epitomizes leadership. So with that being said, have a few moments in front of you. A little bit of reiteration. 2018, I had a great job, have a good life, but I was exhausted. I was extremely exhausted. And I know a lot of people probably are in their careers right now, maybe be exhausted or feeling some type of way and not sure what to do with it. How do I vent this? How do I get my zeal back? So I did something crazy. I called my boss and I said, I am done. I am going to resign. He says, that's fine. He really didn't believe me. And 2 weeks passed, and true enough, I did resign. I then put my house up for sale. It sold immediately, day one. I then gave away all of the things in my home. I did not sell one thing. I did not make 1 red cent. I gave it to people who didn't have beds or furniture or what have you. And then I took 3 pair of shorts, 3 T-shirts, and then I said, I'm going to get away from all this Damon, and I'm going to, revive myself. So I took a shot straight to Southeast Asia. And I started in Bangkok, and from maybe day 2, when I touched down in Thailand, it was Damon all over again. These people didn't know me, but it was something inside of a leader that people see. They were exhausted as well. Clearly, I had more in me left to give. And I thought that I was escaping that. So all of a sudden, here I am all over Thailand. I'm all over, leave to go to Indonesia. I'm moving fast. Every single time I touch down, people are approaching me left and right, saying, hey, by the way, you just seem like somebody I can talk to. I was like, this is really interesting. I did not leave for this. I want to see the world. I wanted, to revive myself. I just want to lay on the beach and, walk through the mountains and, go kayaking, whatever I wanted to do. But I really found out that people solidify who leaders are. People do that. If someone says you're a leader, you just need to respond. That's how it works. That's how I see it. So then I turned around. I said, okay, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to switch this thing up. And so I took a flight. I went to Europe, started out in Switzerland, went through the mountains and started going all over France. I did all that. Everywhere I went, people, hey, can I talk to you? What is going on here? This is not why I left. Again, the reiteration that, guess what? Solidifying the thing that people see something in you. People constantly see something in you. You just need to respond. So after 3 months in Europe, then I leave and then I go all the way to the Middle East. I landed in Amman, Jordan. While in Amman, Jordan, guess what happened? Everybody responded the same way. It was so overwhelming. So I thought that I had left to recharge my battery. I thought I left to literally say, you know what, now I can get back in the game again. And I never left. I never left it at all. So then all of a sudden I come back and I say to myself, I was in operations before. That means I was sitting at a desk and I was literally doing my thing. And I said, I will never do that ever again. I can't do it. So that's what I found out about myself, that I was restricting myself by sitting behind a desk, and my presence was too big for that. So I was terrified because I knew I would never sit behind a desk again. So I said, I'm going to be a loan officer. I know this industry. I know it well. I love serving people. So I became a loan officer, 100% commission. And now 7 days a week, not 5 days, not 12 hours a day behind a desk, 7 days a week, my phone rings off the hook. 7 days a week. They don't care what time it is. They don't care if it's 6 a.m. They don't care if it's 11 o'clock at night. They say, hey, D, I need your help. I need you to get me through this. I'm feeling this way. Am I going to close on time? And the answer is yes, I'm going to take care of you. So over the years, I just realized one thing after doing all this traveling is that I'm thinking people train for these things. Okay, if you want to be a leader, I'm going to put you through, through the motions and through these courses. And I think that's great. I think that's very nurturing. But at the end of the day, it has to be in you. It has to be in you. Because people will tell you that you're a leader, and people will tell you that you're not. So it's not about the credentials so much, even though it does matter, depending on the role that you have. However, people, if they come to you and they say, guess what? You did this for me, and it changed my life. If one person says that to you, is that not enough? It's enough. That one person might be the one that touched 10,000. So I don't look for the large audiences, even though I speak all the time and I'm all over the place. I look for the one person that you can speak life into, that one person that can say, guess what? I got it now. I figured it out. And then they make the greatest impact that this world actually needs. So when people are starving, when they're starving for somebody to take the reins to lead, and you know it's in you, only thing you have to do is accept it. And I accepted that. So I'm a leader to people that need me to be. When young people reach out to me and they say, Mr. Damon or Mr. Mason, I really need this. And I say to them, have you exhausted all of your resources before you reach out to me? Because a lot of times when you have not exhausted all of your resources, you're maybe not where you want to be. Maybe you got a little bit left of thinking to do. But when you exhausted all of your resources and a real leader is standing in front of you, guess what you do? You're a sponge. You take it all in. It's no longer but. It's more like, I got it. I got it. So you can reignite a fire. And I'm just so grateful and I'm so honored that I had this opportunity to speak before you guys. And thank you so much and have a wonderful day.